Did you know that even in mortal life there are indications of the possibility of our immortality? Today Karl Duprel will tell us about the duality of the human being. According to the materialistic view, after a man's life is over, he passes from being to nothingness. But there is a completely opposite view, let us call it mystical, according to which the death of man is a transition from one existence to another, immersion from one world to another, hidden from our sensual consciousness. These two views more than a century and a half ago compared philosopher and researcher of the unknown Charles Duprel. According to Duprel, although the first view is more clear and transparent, it is shallow. The second view is not so clear, but it is more profound and at the same time provable by various phenomena. And if these phenomena were not glossed over, the mystical viewpoint could have had its place in science long ago, the researcher said. Before turning to unrecognized phenomena, Charles Duprel proposed to resort to a comparison that proves the possibility of the existence of human personality in the visible and invisible world. Duprel proposed to imagine a ship sailing on the open sea. One of the sailors of this ship was hypnotized. He was led to believe that when he woke up, he would not be able to remember anything about his past life. Even before waking up, the sailor is left on an island, and the ship goes out to sea and disappears over the horizon. The sailor who finds himself on the island, upon awakening, is much like a newborn baby. The only difference is that this man has entered an unfamiliar world as an adult and reasonable being. But, even with reason, he could not find an answer to the questions of who he is, how he found himself in this world, described the imaginary situation Karl Duprel. According to the researcher, a person who has no memories of his past life would probably be frightened by his surroundings. He would look around and everything would seem foreign to him. Because never before had he seen such vegetation, living creatures, mountains, floating clouds. Amazed, he would watch the sun set behind the horizon and thousands of stars light up in the darkness. Later, he meets his own kind. He hurries to them to get an explanation. But it turns out that the others are in the same position and don't know who they are or how they got here. No matter how much the society of these people puzzles over such questions, they would not be able to dispel the darkness that shrouds the mystery of their appearance, concluded Charles Duprel. In time, of course, the islanders would become preoccupied with satisfying their physical needs, and this would distract them from questions about their existence. According to Karl Duprel, it has been experimentally proven that hypnotic sleep can be used to make a person feel reborn upon awakening. Such stories are usually hushed up. It is not customary to talk about them, much less to publicize them to the general public. Charles Duprel spoke about the fact that even in earthly life there are indications of the possibility of our immortality. Can a living being, having lost its physical form, continue its existence in another form? Certainly it is possible, even in the realm of the organic. An example of this is the transformation of a caterpillar into a butterfly, the researcher noted. Immortality, according to Duprel, is possible not only from the physiological but also from the psychological point of view. This is confirmed by the change of consciousness in humans during sleep and wakefulness. The duality of the human being is also indicated by phenomena that science refers to the unrecognized. Witnesses of one such phenomenon were contemporaries of Charles Duprel. The event occurred in Marseilles, in the authenticity of which no resident of this city did not doubt, because that day all the city clocks were transferred to an hour ahead. In the vicinity of the city lived a rich man named Valet. He took the daughter of the mayor of Marseilles as his wife. She bore 4 children to her husband. When the children grew up, the family Valet moved to Paris. Husband and wife here led a merry social life. Of course, this way of life required considerable expense. Therefore, the head of the family Valet had to often write to his manager to send him money. The couple Valet lived in Paris for about 10 years. One night in a dream, the head of the family saw his manager. The latter said that he was attacked by rebellious peasants and killed him. The manager told Mr. Valet where his body was and demanded that it be buried according to all traditions. Karl Duprel explained the details of the story. When Valet woke up in the morning, he decided to ignore such trivialities. The next night, however, he dreamed of the steward again. He promised his former master that if he fulfilled his request and came to Marseilles, he, when the time came, would come to Mr. Valet a day before his death and inform him of this coming event. And so it happened. When the clock struck midnight instead of 11 o'clock, Valet dismissed his fears of his death. To those at home he informed them that he would go to his room to thank God for his salvation. While in his room, Valet heard some noise coming from the basement. Going down into the cellar, the master of the house was slain exactly at midnight by thieves who had broken into the mansion. It was they who became the instruments of fate. Such stories are usually hushed up, because our society, brought up on materialism, does not want to notice that there is another world besides the one we perceive. We cannot experience it either with our body or with our physical consciousness. However, our body is only half of our being. There is also another medium unconsciously hidden in us, which death cannot destroy. This is exactly what Karl Duprel argued. Thank you friend for watching this video to the end. God bless you. I hope you enjoyed this video and we would be happy if you write in the comments your thoughts that you had while watching it. We would be happy if you share this video with your friends and be our subscriber. Thank you. We wish you and your family health and prosperity.